Hello! This feels weird. I feel like my chair is squeaking too much. It's also moving by itself. Hi! I'm Alicia. This feels so weird. I've done this before. Like I regularly talk to videos, but this is, I feel like it's too formal of an introduction. Hello, I'm Alicia. I like knitting and crocheting and honestly too many hobbies to count. But I thought I would do a little I don't know, knitting podcast type thing so that I can yap about things like, you know, different fibres, different projects that I'm really excited about, and maybe have a bit better of a log for the different things that I want to make and am making, and maybe it'll hold me accountable a little more. I'm pretty good at finishing projects. Pretty good, being the operative term there. I definitely have some graveyards of acrylic yarn from when I first started. Yeah, but I've been knitting for 2 years, I think. Not consistently. I've been crocheting for 2.5, and then I've been swapping in and out. I think I had a 6-month period where I got the big sads and didn't really do anything fibre related as I was getting better. But yeah, recently I've been getting a lot more into different fibres and sort of knowing a lot more about that and getting more interested in construction, especially when it comes to knitting. So I thought I would document it. But yeah, today is essentially episode 1 of the knitting podcast. Why does that feel weird to say? This is my yarn stash. It's not massive, it's not huge, but also, I don't know, it feels like a lot to me and I want to make sure I have plans for everything. So what I want to do today is, I've been meaning to update my Ravelry to include everything from the beginning of this year. So I thought that I would go through it as well, on a video, and then it might help me to actually finish it and fill it out properly. And then I want to go through my stash and kind of talk through some of the plans that I have. And then also, I also want to talk about my whips. I don't have many. I think I have 3 whips, which is a lot for me though, because I like having one accessory and then one larger object, but because I had to re-knit a gift knit from Christmas, I have 2 kind of larger projects that I'm working on and then one smaller accessory at a time. I say at a time, there is definitely crossover. But yeah, let's go through my finished objects so far in 2024. So, my first... My first cast on, I cast this on Christmas Day because I did a lot of gift knitting, and this was my first cast on that I had. I finished this at the end of January, apparently, which I didn't know, but yeah, I love it. It is the Deuxième cardigan by Starcross Knits, and I love Starcross Knits patterns. I'm currently working on another one, and there's a bunch of them that I would like to work on, like the Ophelia vest. I might try and put photos in front of the D&D stuff if the mood takes me in that manner. It's the Earth Yarns Tuya, yeah, which is their fingering weight extra fine merino. Okay. And the color, I think, is Tuya. Yeah, but that held double with the Malabrigo Chameleon is the colorway mohair yarn. I love this combination. It's so pretty. There's definitely a clear dye lot difference in one of the arms, but it's fine. It's fine. It's still beautiful, you know? And as long as I don't raise my arms, it's not too obvious. I'm not too into aggressively colourful things. So holding a beautiful colourway mohair with a fingering weight black or simple yarn is, I think, a really nice way for me to be able to incorporate things like this into my wardrobe, where it's still fun and colourful, but it doesn't feel overwhelming to me to wear. I don't have the buttons on yet because I bought buttons and then I tried to put one on using a tapestry needle, broke the button, put the buttons somewhere, and now I don't know where they are. So even though I want to put buttons on it, it's this beautiful v-neck cardigan in 2x2 rib. I don't know if that can be seen. Yeah, and like I said, it's fingering weight held with lace weight. It was knitted on US 5mm needles. Yeah, I really like how soft it is. It is a little bit like it tickles, but it doesn't itch necessarily, so I can still wear it without like a long sleeve, although I would prefer to wear it with a long sleeve, but as we come into like spring, it's not really an option. But yeah, I love this. It's gorgeous. It was so fun to work on. Excuse me. It has like an interesting shoulder construction where, because it's a fitted cardigan, you have like short rows that you do at the top, and then you kind of connect in the round and do the full thing. I think you're in the round the entire time, but like you're doing short rows to shape the shoulders, which I really liked. And then it was your classic sort of work on the back and then cast on either shoulder and work on those and then join them up with the back and then work back and forth the entire way down the body with some decreasing and some shaping. I should probably stand up actually. Let's do that. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm wearing sweatpants, but it's fine. Yeah, so here we have it. Obviously, if it had buttons, it would button up. But yeah, it's a nicely fitted cardigan. I knitted larger than my bust size, but to fit my arms, because I have quite thick arms, for lack of a better word. I kind of wish that I'd sized down on the body a little bit, and honestly it could have even been a little shorter, but to be completely honest with you, I'm so in love with this and I wear it so like open and casual that it feels very like, as long as the arms fit me, because I've had so many problems with specifically like beautiful crochet pieces made out of less stretchy fabric, admittedly, and I've made them and then they won't fit around my arms, so I can't really wear them, even if it's like a self-drafted pattern. It's just a pain. Yeah, this is the Doucem cardigan, so I'm gonna fill this in with Ravelry and then be back to talk to you guys about the next project. So technically I think, oh, okay, buttons flying everywhere. Technically my first FO of the year is this neon pink beanie. It's the classic ribbed hat by Pearl Soho on Ravelry. Yeah, and it's just this 1x1 knit hat with decreases. I believe I was incredibly off gauge because I also think I used a significantly larger needle, and I used the Lana Grossa mohair held double. I got a sweater quantity of it, you can see it there. Ooh, I still have some left. So a lot of the upcoming FOs are using that. Because I knew that I wasn't gonna wear like a full jumper in this neon pink color, but like the accessories are super cute, and I ended up doing like a little bobble at the top, where at the end, when I just had I think 4 stitches left on the needles, I just knit them for a little longer before binding off, and it's my favorite, and it's inspiring me to make other things like this. I really love it. It's not as warm, like it gets really cold here in New York, so for some of the like minus 17 Celsius days, I wish I'd had something a little warmer, but it is super cute, and like definitely for the late fall or autumn and the early spring, it's a good hat. It's a tiny bit itchy on the forehead because it is mohair, but I can live with it, considering that it has a little bubble on the top, and that's fucking adorable. If you see me knitting like flower or fruit themed hats a lot, then this is why. This is the reason. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the colour of the Lana Grossa mohair. Yeah, like I said, I got a sweater quantity worth for Christmas, so the next few are gonna be Lana Grossa mohair. Some of them are held double. I think one of them is held single. I believe I knit this on 5mm needles. I think I said that, I don't remember, but it meant that I definitely altered the pattern quite a lot. This mohair's a little strange in that it's not a lace weight when held on its own. Yes, I love the pattern. It was very quick to work up. I love the like fluffy halo that this has. It kind of adds to the cutesy vibe of it. It makes me feel very much like oh god, there were these books as a kid that I read as a kid. Well, I didn't read them. I got them read to me, and there were characters in them with these little. There was something Käppchen, like it was a German book. Should probably mention. Yeah, and it reminds me of that, and it makes me feel like a little kid every time I wear it. Especially I have this like massively oversized leather jacket. Surprise, surprise. And wearing that with this just makes me feel like a small child running around in the woods, which makes me so happy and like fills me with wholesome joy. So the next project that I cast on was again with the Lana Grossa. I looked it up and it is the mohair. In the colorway 19, which is this like really bright neon pink orange. Yeah, and it's just these little hand warmers. They're from the watch, cap and mittens pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, but there are hand warmers as well, so like it's all together. So these are the they're cute, they're very cute, and they match my hat and I love them a lot. And I like wearing them a lot. They're a little itchy again, like the mohair isn't the most comfortable, but they're very warm. Like they will keep your hands so warm. Yeah, I don't have too much else to say about them. They have this like wonderful 2x2 rib with these increases leading into the thumb holes. Yeah, and I really like them. I think they're really fun. Yeah, big fan of these. I really liked the pattern. I enjoyed knitting them up. Again, I think I was pretty off gauge with these. I think I used a US 5, so 3.75mm needle to create these. To knit these, to create them. But yeah, big fan of this pattern, and they keep your hands warm. So, sorry, my next pattern that my next project that I made was rather special. My partner's mum for Christmas gifted me like $50 at a yarn shop. No, it was more. I think, yeah, it was like 70. I don't know. It was a lot, and it was very nice as well. But yeah, I knit these socks. They are looking a little. I've been wearing them a lot. They have been worn. Girly pops have been worn. But yeah, they are made with the Noro. I believe it's Garden Silk. Yeah, Garden Silk Sock Solo. In 2 different colorways. The first colorway is escaping me currently. Colorway T81 and then T5, which are these beautiful, gorgeous, like this minty green and this light purple, and you can see like all of the color variation in them. That's stunning. Yeah, and I knitted 2 different color socks, and it's just a basic top-down sock construction. I think I used the basic 4-ply socks by Winwick Mum. I don't know what heel. It's like the heel flap, and then you pick up stitches along the flap and knit in the round until you get to the toe, which is just a simple wedge toe construction. Yeah, I love these. I wear these a lot. They're not like the most comfortable. It is a sock yarn, so they hold up decently well. They're starting to felt a little bit. I knit them a little big because again, I was off gauge as usual. I think the only project so far that I've shown that I haven't been off gauge for was the December cardigan. It's fine. We'll survive. Either way, I love these. They're very cozy, they're very slouchy. I love the different colours. I have a lot of yarn left over, and I don't know, I might have enough actually to knit the other colours so I can like mix and match them, as well as hand warmers. I want to make some like plain, I don't know if anyone's seen I think they're petite knit plain just like stockinette hand warmers, and they look really cute. But we're going into spring now, so I don't know how much wear I will get out of them. But I do really want to use up this because it's beautiful, and I don't want it to be like sitting around for too long. Which sounds weird now that I'm saying it, but like, I don't know. I don't want it to be overwhelming. I have my one little thing here. Let's not talk about the amount of coloured acrylic yarn that I have in my closet, because I don't really use that for knitting anymore. And I think I'm just gonna make like amigurumi out of it and like little cute stuff things. I have a frog. We can't talk about the frog, I will cry. That I made last year. I love him. my whole heart. So maybe I'll just make more stuff like that out of that. But yeah, this is the Noro Garden Silk socks. It's basically just like a very basic but sock. And it was my first pair of socks that I've ever knit, and I love them. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I have washed these in the washer, and then once they ended up in the dryer, which is okay because they were too big for me, so big fan of these. I should have tried those on. I feel like I tried on all of the other ones, so yeah, cozy as fuck. Should we want to see the other one? I can't do that, never mind. My next project is another Lana Grossa mohair in the colorway 19 to match all of my other winter accessories that I knit this year. And it is this pair of leg warmers. They're the leg warmers by, can you tell I'm reading something? I think I'm doing pretty well. Dawn Wang, and it's a free pattern. Yeah, I held it double, again, the mohair. And it's this 2x2 rib. I flared it out a bit at the end, which I don't think the pattern does, but I wanted them to be able to fit over my really chunky boots. So yeah, I like them a lot. I don't wear them too often. I'm not the biggest skirt girl, especially in winter. Yeah, plus I don't do laundry enough to rewear the one pair of tights that I own often. So yeah, I really like these. They are incredibly cozy, and they're not too itchy, and they make me feel very cutesy. I'm a fan. I say it as if I'm not a fan of everything that I've made thus far. But yeah, this is my little leg warmers. It was a great way to use up some of the yarn. It did take me a little while, but I think it's quite a loose gauge again. I think I used a US 8, 5mm needle. Yeah, there's nothing too much else to say about these, other than they're very fluffy. This next one's a little easier because it's a self-drafted pattern. And I made it for my little sister. She was one of my only family members who I didn't manage to make something for at Christmas because I make things for her quite often, so she kind of fell by the wayside. But yeah, it's this crochet scarf. As you can see, there is one end that is not tied in, but I'm not going to see my sister until next Friday, so I have time to weave in the ends. But yeah, it's this cute, again using the Lana Grossa held double, with quite a big crochet hook. I think I used a 8mm crochet hook. You can see she is beautiful and slightly chunky and very cozy. And I made her quite big, and I used up a lot of the rest of the mohair, but you can see there's still some up there, so not all of it. Yeah, so I did this, like, I started with a rectangle, as one does, and then like chained it up and into that rectangle. So I essentially like altered the orientation of the stitches every, I think, 14 rows. And I managed to do 5 of those panels, I think. So she's decently long. I definitely could have made her thicker, and then I just did a single crochet border. It's all double crochets and then a single crochet border, US double crochets. Yeah, just to neaten up the edges because she was a little back and forth. Yeah, I love her. She is the last project that I made with the mohair, and I'm gonna give her away next week. So my final and most recent FO is one of the ones that I'm happy with all of them, but I'm so happy with these, and it's the Don't Forget the Chicken socks. Don't mind me, I'm very excited about them. The pattern is discontinued, but I used a different sock pattern. I think it was the Mycelium Magic. Let me tell you, I struggled. I don't know if you can tell, but I ended up doing sock surgery, so I knit the colorwork section and realized that I had made a similar mistake to my other socks that I knit, and they were a little bit too big. So I restarted, and originally I had 5 chickens, and now there is only 4 chickens. They're adorable, I love them. Yeah, so I reknitted the colorwork section, and the first time I'd turned the heel, and this time again I got to the start of the heel and realized that my gauge in my colorwork had been too tight, so like the way that I had been catching floats and stuff like that, I had been leaving too much space between my floats. Now this is reknit again, but I couldn't be bothered to reknit the entire sock for a third time, so what I did was perform sock surgery. So I finished the entire sock, cut at the top. This was my first time doing surgery and knit surgery. Either way, I cut and put the stitches on hold right here, and then reknit this section and reattached it. And now they fit. I mean, they're a little tight to get over the heel, but it's fine. It's doable. And then the other sock, I only had one try out. But yeah, I love these a lot. I did not use sock yarn when knitting them, so they are already starting to felt, which is upsetting, but it's okay. I used the Woolfolk fingering weight yarn, which is a merino in the colour 21. It's called Tinned by Woolfolk, and it's incredibly soft. It's beautiful. I have some left over. I think I want to make something that's like sits a little closer to the skin, because I absolutely love the feel of these. Not that the socks don't sit, you know what I mean, I think. Do I know what I mean? Yeah, that's the 21 is, I believe, the darker colour, and then this is also the Woolfolk Tinned in the lighter colourway. I think these are both natural colourways, and the same for the chickens. And then the green is a vintage yarn that I got again from my partner's mother. I think it's a DK weight, whereas the rest of this is fingering weight, but I don't think you can tell too much other than for texture. And then I used the palette in red for the little waddles. I think they're called waddles. And then the Malabrigo, which was like a single dye lot, I think. Yeah, for the beak and the legs, in this beautiful orange colourway. And yeah, and I really like this pattern a lot. I'm sad that it's discontinued. I would have loved to knit from the original pattern. I think it was originally a free pattern. And there's another one with mushrooms that I would really like to knit that the same creator has made. Yeah, such a big fan of these and how they turned out. And yeah, they are felting a little, I think. Well, I wore them for luck one day. I don't remember what I was doing or why I needed luck, but I remember being like, I'm gonna wear these for luck. And yeah, they're a little felted at the heel, but on the I've only worn them out once, and I didn't do any heel reinforcement. I don't know why I didn't do any heel reinforcement, but I didn't. And here we are without a reinforced heel and a little bit of felting. I wonder if I move around a lot. I think it also has to do with the fact that this isn't sock yarn. It's fingering weight, but it's not sock yarn. So it doesn't have any like reinforcing in it. It's so soft though, and I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna, these are becoming indoor socks. I don't usually have indoor socks, but these are gonna be indoor socks because I love them to death. That's the final project that I casted off, so we're gonna move on to whips. I'm gonna start with the whip that I am the most excited about and the most excited about getting done, and that is the Unicorn Tapestry Cardigan by Tamara Jordan or Starcross Knits. I love this. This is as they would say on Love Island, this is a bit of me. Here's the back, gorgeous, and the front, I'm going to try it on. As you can see, I'm just knitting the sleeve. Oh no, oh, I've got entangled. Yeah, I'm going to do little pockets here and here with the gauge swatch, which is one of the flower patterns from the back, like this. And then once we get down to about here in the sleeves, I'm going to do the little flower detail around the cuff, which is included in the pattern. Yeah, I'm so excited to get this done. I'm so excited to wear this. As you can see, I've done the collar because I wanted to give it a little more structure for try-ons to see how much I liked it. But I haven't knit the button band yet, which I believe is a double knit button band. And obviously there is a sleeve missing. But yeah, I'm absolutely in love with this pattern. I love the fit of the cardigan. Yeah, no notes. Absolutely no notes. This is knit using the Knit Picks palette yarn. One of the main reasons is because I really want to knit the Stardew socks and some of the colours cross over, so I'm going to go in and duplicate stitch some red and blue into some of the flowers to add a little more pizzazz, if you will. yeah, I mean, yeah, the first time I did duplicate stitch was on the Don't Forget the Chicken Socks, so I'm glad I got to practice that a little bit. This beautiful light blue and this red to add some of the flower details onto it, and the main colour is Midnight Heather. Yeah, I love this. I'm so excited to wear this. It's a fingering weight yarn, which I don't think that the pattern calls for. It calls for Cascade yarns in which is Cascade 220, which is a sport weight yarn. But it's very much fingering, so it's a lot lighter than the original, which I'm really excited about because I get to wear it for spring, and it will be very versatile in my wardrobe once I get there. As I said, I have already knitted the so see-through the neckband, but it's supposed to be a folded collar, and I think I haven't knit it long enough for how long I want it to be. I think I just was like wanting to get things done one day and was like, yeah, that'll do, and cast off. But I think I need to go back in and make that a little longer so I can actually make a folded collar, because I've never done that before and I would like to. It seems fun. I'm excited about it. But yeah, I'm just chugging away at the sleeve at the minute. Yeah, this is probably my most worked on whip. That I have going at the minute is a reknit from Christmas. I knit my mum the Chelsea waistcoat, and yeah, I am reknitting it because I knit it far too small. I don't know why, but all the other Christmas knits that I did a lot. And they all ended up being like fine size-wise, and they were all wearables, but just this one didn't work out. So this is the one front panel. It's two front panels that like connect in the back, and then one like significantly smaller back panel, and I have one done. And then this is the second one that I have yet to finish. Mostly I was gonna work on it today, but as you can see, I have a row, which for some reason happens with this whip more than any other. I've got a stitch just randomly in there, so I need to go back and rip it out, but I can't be bothered, so that's a tomorrow problem. But yeah, I'm very close to being done with this panel. I just need to do the armhole, and then I need to do the back panel, but I'm gonna see my mum next Wednesday, so I should probably get going on this. And it's in Drops Nepal in the colourway, I think it's S-E-A, not like C. But yeah, it's nice and soft. I do like the like alpaca. I would love to make one, something for myself in this yarn, maybe in the slightly lighter weight version. I think it's Lima, Drops Lima. Maybe not necessarily in this colourway, but I just really like it, and it feels decently nice next to the skin. I could be wrong, I have not worn this. Yeah, but I still have some left over, so I was gonna like make a hat or something with it, but I'm kind of glad that I need to reknit this in a larger size, because it means I can use up the rest of the yarn that I bought for it. Because for some reason I was so off gauge that I used significantly less. But it has this beautiful like seed stitch border, and then the stockinette, and a lot of increases. But yeah, that's my Chelsea. Oh, the needle went up my nose. That was so weird. Chelsea waistcoat, progress. Yeah, big fan. And then the final thing that I'm knitting is again in this like vintage green yarn. Why did I say that like that? I don't know. I've been watching too much knitting content, and I feel like other people do it, and that's why I did it. Yeah, and that's this very stunning pair of gloves, as you can see. It's the Tree of Life gloves, and as I said, this is like the vintage green yarn, which again my partner's mum got for me for Christmas, so I'm knitting her Tree of Life mitts with it, because I think that she would really like them. She was really into like the Tree of Life and stuff like that, so I thought that she might enjoy that. Oh, they're inside out, that's why they looked weird. I was like, where is the... Either way, I've started there's like a stockinette portion here, and the majority of it is pearls, and then it will end up being like a cabled tree on the back of the hand, which it felt very her, and I feel like she's gonna love it, so I'm gonna make her these. I'm not sure when I'm gonna see her, so this is like the lowest priority at the minute, especially considering how many woods I want to cast on before it gets too warm. Projects I want to cast on before it gets too warm. But yeah, these are my Tree of Life gloves, which I'm just trucking along with their worked on US size 3, and I'm using obviously magic loop. Yeah, I did a twisted rib for the first, or half twisted rib for the first time, and considering that for the first like year of my knitting, year and a half, I was twisting all of my knit stitches. I don't mind it. I don't understand why people are so upset at it, but maybe that's just like a me thing, and I need to do a little bit of self-reflection into why I don't understand it. So I realised, because I wanted to do a whole stash busting thing that I didn't end up like properly filming because I got really sleepy, and the video was too long, I never actually like said goodbye. So hello. Wait, no, but, well, for me it's a new day, so hello. But hello to say goodbye. So I hope you enjoy this. If anybody ends up actually watching this, sorry about... Actually, no, I'm not sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I really like knitting. I hope you like knitting too, but also watching me talk about knitting, I guess, if you wanted. Yeah, let's see if I end up posting this. You never know, because I edited it. You never know. It might end up making it out there. But yeah. Goodbye.